I spend a lot of my time thinking about two different moments in life. One is a trigger, something that happens that launches me into a new phase of life unexpectedly. The other is a transition, something that I can see that's ahead of me, that's coming, and I know it's going to happen, and I can really plan and prepare for it differently than I do plan and prepare for the crises and the trigger. I love to run. Running is something that really inspires me. But a funny thing happened about 10 years ago in my running. Up until that point, that was when I turned 40, up until that point I could run 10 miles in an hour. And so I'd burn off a pace of 6-minute miles and I'd really enjoy it and I'd really feel good about it. And then when I turned 40, I couldn't do that anymore. It just became a burden for me and it became very difficult. So I had a choice. I could stop running or I could slow down. And so I did. I slowed down and I went down to 8-minute miles. And now as I approach my 50th birthday, I think sometimes I'm running 10.5-minute miles or 11-minute miles. It just doesn't matter to me anymore because I'm in the game. I'm out there running. And that kind of describes what a transition is. We can still do the same thing that we enjoy, but we have to do it differently. If we're not doing it differently, then we have to give it up. And that giving it up really is more of the crisis. We think about the crisis that comes in. So I have a health crisis or I hurt my knee or something and I can no longer run. And a lot of us face triggers like that. We faced crises in our life and it's natural, and a lot of us think that we don't have to, that we can avoid it, that the midlife crisis is something that only happens to people that are sick or somewhere other way afflicted, but it really does happen to all of us. We do face natural crises in our lifetime. We're going to face crisis of relationships. Somebody's going to let us down. We're going to face crisis of financial gain where we're going to lose some money somehow, or we're not going to get the promotion that we want, or there's just going to be some trials that face us as we work through our career and we strive to earn money. And we're going to face crises in our health where we're going to not be able to do the same things that we were always able to do. And we'll face crises even in our spiritual life where we just have a crisis of faith for one reason or another and we need to look in another direction for a while. So the trigger or the crisis is natural. We can't escape it. And the transition is even more natural. The difference between the trigger and the transition is I can prepare for the transition. I can get in the transition, I can think about it, I can see it coming. I can know, I should have known, I could know that at 40 I was probably going to run differently. And so I could plan and I could think about it. And even now at 50 I can think about, well, maybe at 60 I won't be able to run. But I still want to be physical. I still want to have ability to move. So I can transition my workout from a run to maybe yoga or maybe something that makes more sense for a 60 or a 70-year-old me. And I'm looking forward to that. And I found that the more planned and prepared I am for a transition, the better I am also able to face crises. I have a foundation that when the crises come, I don't drift away from that. So I'm wondering, when you're thinking about this, as you plan on this, I'm wondering, are you planning? Are you thinking about what do I need to do to be prepared for the crises that will come in my life? What experiences will trigger that? What am I doing to be prepared for the transitions that I face in my life? I know they're coming. Am I getting ready for them? And if I'm not getting ready for them, then I simply am not living. And I like life. I want to live. So I'm thinking about this all the time.